Hello everyone, I'm Kealy and this is Voice of a Creative, and today I'm here to show you my works in progress and unfinished objects, or UFOs. So I've got a box here and this is where I keep all of the works in progress and things that I'm kind of working on, or things that I've stopped working on and will come back to at some point. Now it's a lot smaller than the box I used to have, so this is one of the boxes that fits in the IKEA Kallax unit, and it's quite full still, but I thought it would be a good idea to go through it because every time I go through it with you on a video, it works out really well because it really brings all of the items to like the forefront of my mind, and then I have a chance to actually get them finished. So we will start off with this one, which is on my mannequin. Now this is the Bobbi Pinafore by Tilly and the Buttons in this beautiful chunky cord that I got from Like So Amazing, and it's just this beautiful colour. Now I have not got much to do on this at all. So I've got the buttons to do and the straps to do, and then literally I need to hem it and then it's finished. So not much to do on this at all. It's been on my mannequin for a long while, but I am hoping to get this sorted, especially with autumn coming up, and then I will actually have a chance to wear it. So it is pretty much, well, it's basically nearly finished. I just need to get on and do those finishing touches. I don't know why it takes the longest to do like the finishing things, and then you'll have a wearable garment. So that's number one that I need to finish off. Next up is this one. Now this is a Gilbert top dress hack in this beautiful viscose twill that I got from Lamazi Fabrics, and it's all cut out ready to go, but do you know what's stopping me doing it? Interfacing. I hate ironing on interfacing. I have to like get the ironing board out. The ironing board scares the cats, so then they run outside, and it's just a whole ordeal. And literally as soon as I do that, this will be sewn up in like an instant, but I'm just avoiding the interfacing part. I wish there was like an interfacing fairy that could come along and just do the interfacing for me. But yeah, that's another one. So that is the Gilbert top, but a dress hack, and I think it's going to look so cute. I will get so much wear out of it. I just need to actually sew it up. Next up, we've got the Nexus Blouse, and this is something that I was actually working on in August, but I had to stop because it was time to go back to school. And what I've done is, on a post-it note, actually write the next steps. Now I want to start to do this more because if there's time between makes, I literally can know what step I need to do next. So the next thing is to hem the bottom of the blouse and make the cuff sleeve. So stage that I'm on, I've got my cuffs, I just need to iron them. So there's two of those. And I've made the main kind of body. So there's the facing all sewn in, and I've done the side seams. So the next bit, well, I've done the side seams up to a point, but then you have to hem it. So my next thing is to hem it and then finish the side seams and then pop the sleeves on. So I'm well on my way with this, but I think the reason I've kind of stopped and I haven't gone back to it obviously was because of school, but also because this isn't a super cozy fabric for winter, and so I'm kind of thinking, oh, I'll have to wait till summer to make it, which is ridiculous because then it will be ended up sitting there for ages. But yeah, making good progress on this one. I just need to kind of go back to it. Next up, piled into the box, are all of these fabrics. Now, I don't know if you recognise any of these from my summer plans video, but these are the fabrics. So what I do is I make a plans video and then I pick out the fabrics that I want to sew with, and I often put them in this box until I've sewn with them. But obviously I did sew quite a few things over the summer, but not with these fabrics, and so these have just stayed in that box. So either I have a choice now, do I try and add these to my autumn sewing plans, or I put them all back away again and bring them out when it's time to sew with them again. So I'm not so sure about these at the moment, but you probably know what it's like when you plan something but then you don't get round to it. So I'm not entirely sure what to do with these at the moment. I might just put them back in my fabric storage and just make a note of what I was going to make with them for the plans, and then hopefully get back round to it. Next up is this one, and I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to finish this. So this is the Audrey jacket by Seamwork, and this was my test version to test for fit before I made my denim version. And I haven't continued with it because I just don't think that I would wear it with anything, because it's patterned, all my clothes are patterned, and I'll just end up clashing patterns, which for some people that you might want to, but I don't really like that so much. So things I need to do on this are do the buttonholes for the cuffs, and then that's sorted. Buttonholes down the front of the jacket, or I could leave them off, but I've got this really weird bit where I've sewn it wrong that I need to finish somehow. So let me know what you think I should do. Should I finish this, or should I just kind of put it into kind of scraps to do something else with? Because in all honesty, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. I like sewed it wrong, and I sewed it correctly on the actual jacket, but I had thought I can like patch it, but you can see this bit because it's the bit that flips out. So I'm not entirely sure. So let me know, do I just put this into the scraps and kind of give up on it, or do I really try and fix it, which I'm more leaning towards just kind of putting it into scraps, because this is a make that just hasn't worked out. Next up we've got this, and this has been in here for a long time. It is the vintage shirt dress by Sew Over It in a really cute green cotton that I got from Fabricland. Now, I got this to make a sleeveless version of the vintage shirt dress. I've literally got no further on it, it's just cut out pieces of fabric. And with this one I'm also debating whether it's worth just putting this cotton back into my kind of cotton box and maybe even using it for like masks and stuff, because I'm not sure how much wear, especially now, but even next summer, I will get out of a sleeveless shirt dress, because this one is cut out before I knew how to do bodice adjustments. And my original vintage shirt dress didn't quite fit on the shoulders. I needed to do like a smaller shoulder alteration, and also it's quite baggy. I would have had to do some fit adjustments. I cut out the size 14, but kind of needed to size down in certain areas. And I went ahead and cut this one out a couple of years ago, but I am wondering also, so let me know if this should just go back into my cotton drawer. I can use it for like patchwork and making little projects and masks, or if I should go ahead and sew it just to give it a try. So let me know about that one as well. Next up we've got this pouch. So in here is the first version I made of the Georgie dress by Sew Over It. And this is the version where I lined the bodice, and it is super heavy, and I don't feel that it fits me that well. However, I would be able to salvage this and take the lining out and maybe do like a jersey binding or something on this dress, or at least save the skirt so I could have a little jersey skirt and maybe a different top added onto it. So this fabric is it's really lovely quality actually, that I got from Stoff and Steel. So a beautiful teal colour with pink, and it is blue flowers, they look black, but I'm not so sure about this. So I am going to make adjustments to this, but it's been in there for quite a while, so I really need to get on with it. But I think I'll be able to pull something kind of off and make something else with this at least, or just alter it so it works. So that's another one. Now this is a basically finished make. Literally, if I hemmed the sleeves and the actual hem, I could probably wear it, but I know the fit wouldn't be what I wanted. So that's why I'm going to have to kind of go back to the drawing board with it a little bit. And the last thing in the box is this. Now these are 2 pairs of jogging trousers that I cut out for my husband. What I realised after I'd cut them out is that this fabric is probably not suitable to make them. So this fabric is sweatshirting, and it is the sweatshirting which is the bane of my life. It is sweatshirting that only has stretch like one way I think it's called two-way stretch because it stretches both ways. But what I need for jogging trousers is four-way stretch fabric, so it stretches like down or horizontally and vertically. Now this does not do that. It stretches tiny bit this way and a tiny bit this way. So although it's a sweatshirting, it doesn't have much stress, and it's really cute. It's grey with these little like neon colours on it. But I've kept these. That's one pair. The other pair is in a grey kind of quilted neon type one. Again, this only stretches, so it doesn't stretch that way, it stretches that way, which you would think is okay for jogging trousers, but I made a pair like this and it just didn't work out because you couldn't like move your legs properly because you needed more stretch. Now, do I just put these into my fabric that I'm just getting rid of, or like it's going to go to recycling, but just in a bag somewhere? Do I do that with these? Because I'm not going to make them into the trousers because they're not going to fit him. And I'm not going to make it into anything else because I've obviously already cut it into trousers. So do I just pop these into the fabric recycling and be done with them so they're not in my kind of pile of works in progress? So a few different things there, quite a few that I think I've kind of made the decision that if I'm not going to make them, I do need to put them in fabric recycling or put it into like my cotton box. But kind of let me know what you think or what you do with your things that you actually don't want to wear or don't want to work on anymore. Do they just kind of live in a box somewhere? I don't mind like leaving them there, but if I'm never going to wear them and never going to finish them, I kind of think it's just better to get rid of them. So a lot less things than I had the last time I did one of these videos. I'm really pleased that I've managed to kind of finish things off, but I am hoping to get the rest of the things finished, and I do want to go to a system where I am sewing kind of one thing at a time, or if I cut out more than one thing, like maybe lots of the same garment, or maybe lots of the same garment that have the same thread, like t-shirts or jogging trousers, I might sew 2 or 3 at the same time if I'm like batch sewing in that way. But other than that, I'm planning to cut out one, change all the thread and the needles, finish that one garment, and then move on to the next one, just because it means there's a lot less on my mind then when I'm sewing, and I can just focus on the actual enjoyment of sewing and fitting and using different fabrics and things like that instead. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Goodbye.